Real Madrid has beaten Schalke 3-0. Mbappe is finally back. All the players are finally back. We looked much and much better as a team. Jose Mourinho put in every single player off the bench as well. We saw a lot of the youngsters and the new signings. What a game is what I would have been saying if Vinicius Jr didn't exist. Unserious Jr, Finishers Jr, Chinicius Jr, Fatnicius Jr, Trashnicius Jr, whatever you want to call him. If you didn't see the game, let me play a clip for you. This is Vinny. Bam! Don't talk to me about Vinny anymore. People call me a Vinny hater. They call me an Mbappe glazer. While Vinicius is performing like I don't know, like, have you seen a football before, bro? Like, guys, let me just show you something, okay? Let me show you something, guys. This is a football, bro. I had to leave the video for 5 seconds now. This is a ball, Vinny. You dribble, you score, you know, sometimes throw in. My brother, have you seen this? I'm finished. I'm so finished, guys. I'm so finished with this guy. Genuinely, I was so happy with the team performance. Overall, the new signings, the substitutions, Mbappe being back, scoring a goal. Everything is overshadowed by what Vinicius is doing on the pitch because of his contract situation. Even when we were winning, we were doing everything right. When Vinicius got the ball, everybody was whistling this brother. Everybody. Like, Vinny, you did this to yourself, honestly. You even got a fucking chin surgery and you're playing like this? Why is he even on a 7.3, bro? What the had the most touches in the box? Yeah, the most lost. He looked the most lost. Where is that highlight, buddy? Where is the highlight that he has the biggest chin? The newest chin, buddy. Like, what the fuck, bro? What do you mean 7.3? He was a 0.3. Brother. Like, what the fuck is Vinny doing for Real Madrid? I don't care about this match reaction. I don't care about being, you know, tactical analysis. Before we get into that, I just need to cook Vinicius. Honestly, like, it's so sad to see what Vinny is doing on the pitch. He is moving like we're some Serie C team, fucking Frosinone, doing a friendly against a Serie D team. And he's just doing nothing. He doesn't want to try. He doesn't track back at all. When he does, he usually does nothing. And when he gets the ball, I don't think he beat his man one time. Can I see his successful dribbles? Is this a stat here? Successful. 1 out of 6. 1 out of 6. 2 offsides. 2 recoveries. Fair enough. I mean, guys, genuinely, if you've seen the game, I cannot remember a worse performance from Vinicius Jr. And all of the others, maybe apart from Brahim, because Brahim is just trash, let's be honest, guys. We don't expect anything from Brahim. And some of the bench players, yeah, they didn't do that well as well. But either they're just young, new signings that haven't played a single minute, or they are Antonio Rudiger, who's a fucking uncle, and who's going to be probably retiring in 2 years. This guy is 26, signed a new contract, has been playing for like, what, 3 games now? Has been playing enough minutes, let's be honest. He has given us nada. Nothing. Mbappe, in 6 minutes, did more than Vinicius in his whole preseason. Literally, Mbappe looks sharper, he looks faster, he looks better on the ball, he looks better in transition, he looks better at every single thing an attacker has. He looks better. And when Mbappe went onto the left and Vinicius went to the middle, Vinicius was worse as a striker and Mbappe was better as a left winger than Vinicius in this game. And Mbappe, by the way, got only 45 minutes. Vinicius was on the pitch for 87 minutes. I kind of wish they took him. I kind of wish Arsenal signed this guy. Because he might be worse than Tolles. If you've seen the Community Shield before this, I think Christoph Tolles is better than this guy. Unserious Jr, I'm finished with you. So far in this season, in this preseason, you're not Vinny anymore. From what you have done and, you know, how you performed, especially in the World Cup, you cooked. You come here, once again, you're giving us nothing. For me, right now, you are Unserious Jr until you prove me wrong. I'm calling this guy Vinicius Jr. until he gives me a reason to not call him that. The only other trash player from the starting 11, which I care about the most in the first half especially, is Brahim Diaz. I don't care about him like at all as a person, as a player. Just leave my club, stay. I don't give a shit, honestly. I'm not even gonna rate you, bro. You're a zero. You can't do anything on the ball. You're absolutely trash. And then I see you laughing on the bench, bro. Brahim Diaz, get the fuck out of my club. Now, let's be positive. This team is actually good. I saw the light today. Dean Huijsen is a sensational center back when he wants to be. When he wants to be a good center back, he is sensational. The same goes for Carreras. Once again, first half looked a little bit shaky. Some of the decisions, he was making. But then again, when you look in and have that chance, when Vinny had one good thing in this half. Sorry, one good thing in this whole game. When he, put through Carreras, and then he assisted SP in the second half. But we will get into that. Huijsen, Konate, Trent, even Valverde. Not that great forward-wise. I would still like to see more. He was way better defensively. Bernardo Silva, especially in the first half, because in the second half he became really, really quiet because we played him more forward instead of Arda Güler, which he went off at the 46th minute just after the first half. But Bernardo Silva in the first half, once again, so confident on the ball, so press resistant, doesn't really make a mistake, and when he does it, he usually has that risk. How would you call this? He has enough of an IQ and experience where the risks he's taken doesn't usually impact the team. And that's what we need in this midfield. The same goes for Arda Güler. Once again, he was absolutely sensational. This connection is unbeatable. Guys, genuinely, this connection is unbeatable. And honestly, I am starting to think that we should be playing a formation where 4 midfielders are being deployed on the pitch. Somebody might need to get benched, and it's not Mbappe or Arda Güler. I'm not saying no names, but you can make your own mind up. As I already said, Brahim Diaz was absolutely trash. Courtois didn't really have much to do. The same goes for Lunin and the other guy that went on for 5 minutes. They really didn't have crazy things to do. I think Lunin was the best keeper actually today, overall. But yeah, I'm not really rating Courtois on this performance too much. I really liked Konate first half because first minutes for Real Madrid, and he looks like a monster. Physically, he looks great. He won some headers. He won some tackles. I know he had some fouls as well, but that comes with it, with the rustiness when you're not playing, especially if you're coming on as a completely new signing, a new player and a new team. So I get that. And once again, I thought the defense and the midfield were pretty good, especially in the first half. I think in the second half, it was more relaxed. Every player was a little bit more sluggish. The Schalke players were more on the ball, especially in the first 15 minutes. But Kylian Mbappé, first half, my goodness, this guy is just on another level, man. He is we have to get something straight. Kylian Mbappé is the best player in this team. He is the best player in this team. He was the man of the match. If he stayed on the pitch, he probably would have gotten a hat-trick, if I'm going to be completely honest. He could have had an assist, which, once again, Vinicius missed a chance. He could have also scored another goal where Brahim put him in, but the goal he scored, he picks out the pass, which was really bad from the Schalke defense. Finish, I'm expecting Mbappe to score that, and yeah, what a goal, honestly, what a goal from Mbappe. He looks sharp, he looks good on the ball, as I already said. I think Mbappe will have a great season, honestly. It just once again comes down to who's going to play with Mbappe and who's not going to be performing well when Mbappe is, because Mbappe is the truth, man. I've been saying it. If we want to win, it needs to be Mbappe's team, nobody else's, because let's be fucking honest, it wasn't Vinicius' team today. Second goal in the first half, it was a corner from Arda Güler, and then an easy finish. I would expect, honestly, Huijsen to score that, but from what I have learned last season, that's an impressive header, even for a guy that's 6'5". So I'm happy we scored from a corner. It was a great corner. Huijsen found himself against somebody that was so much smaller than him. So yeah, I would expect him to score that. Now, second half, a lot of substitutions came in. In the 46th minute, it was Rudiger, Camavinga, SP, which SP scored a goal. And then it was the only thing I can say positively about Vinicius when he put through Carreras. Carreras made that run. Carreras, puts in a cross, and then SP with the header. And that's exactly why we signed SP. Because Mbappe is never going to do that. Mbappe is never going to be on that back post. He's not going to be finishing with his header. It's, you know, a midfielder really couldn't get into that position if you have Mbappe playing ahead of you. So that's why SP will be crucial for Real Madrid. You know, off the bench, I think it's just a great signing, honestly. Other than that, I think SP, couple of good touches, but he had some meaty touches as well. It was a 50-50 game from him, but he, you know, he does exactly what we want him to do. Come on the pitch, score 1 goal. You don't have to do anything else. Now, Rudiger, absolute donkey. He can't play football for Real Madrid. We should have never given him a contract. He should have been sold for free. Yeah, nothing else much to it. He can't be on the ball. Defensively, I guess he's like okay, maybe, but I just don't want to see him play for Real Madrid. Like, if he's ever starting a game, you know we done something wrong in the transfer window. Eduardo Camavinga. Outside of the yellow card and one mistake, I think, defensively or like passing-wise, genuinely, Camavinga, I'm so happy he's staying at the club. He's proven himself. Honestly, Eduardo Camavinga has proven himself that he can play off the bench for Real Madrid. He can be great on the ball. He has great switches. He's great defensively. Slide tackling, recoveries. Like, honestly, if I had to pick out something which is so impressive about Camavinga, is how much he improved his passing percentages. Like, I think last game he had like 91 percentile, then he had like 88 percentile, 94 now, before he had 87 as well. And, you know, slowly and slowly and slowly, he looks better and better and better. Honestly, defensively, I have always said he's one of the best midfielders we have. Look at this. Oh my goodness. 4 defensive contributions, clearances 2, interceptions 2, recoveries 4, 2 out of 4, ground duels 1. And was foul 2, 1 foul committed, of course. But he just gets those fouls for you, which is crucial as well. He breaks up the play when we need him to do. He's great. Honestly, I don't know what happened last season to Camavinga and the season before that with injuries and, you know, the mentality issues where he gets those red cards and yellow cards so much. But just on the ball, he actually looks pretty good, honestly. The other players that stayed on the pitch in the second half, I don't really have too much to say. I think just everybody looked a little bit more sluggish. I think Fede Valverde was okay. Dean Huijsen did great defensively. Carreras didn't look shaky at all. I would have maybe preferred to sub out Bernardo Silva, but I think he looked really, really tired in the second half, and I would have kept on Arda Güler more and Mbappe as well. But then we maybe wouldn't have seen the SP goal, which is fair enough. And then we saw Cucurella, Dumfries, Jude Bellingham, and Yan Diomande. Finally, I'm not going to be rating these two guys too much because they still look like they have not played too many games outside of Denzel Dumfries. Denzel Dumfries, I think, yeah, a couple of good exchanges with Diomande, nothing too crazy defensively. I don't really remember any mistakes from him. Cucurella, once again, the same. Couple of good passes. Other than that, he didn't really get forward. As I said, the second half was just so much more relaxed and so much more sluggish from both teams. It was just, we did look more tired, and these players did not look as ready as I would like to see them. Jude Bellingham, once again, won a couple of balls, had a couple of nice passes. I think he could have even had an like assist or maybe a pre-assist. Maybe I'm bugging there. Diomande, I think, you know, maybe we expected a little bit more on the ball. I think he was a little bit safe, but I get it. You know, I think he's keeping himself safe for La Liga now because, let's be honest, it's 30 minutes of the last preseason game of the whole season. We're not playing another preseason game. This was the last one against Schalke. But I think, you know, I see the potential. He's absolutely rapid. When he gets on the ball, nobody really pushes him because physically he's really up there. Passing wise, I don't think he made a single bad pass. Maybe literally completed the most dribbles. I didn't even know that, honestly, guys. Fair enough. I'm not gonna act like I knew Diomande made the most dribbles in the whole game when he played 29 minutes. Fair enough there. It wasn't really the best game, but I wasn't expecting, you know, crazy things. I was just happy we saw everybody play. You know, that was the most important thing for me. Not getting these players to have their first minutes in La Liga. It's just good to have them play in the preseason, even if it's those 20 or 30 minutes. Now, after that, a lot of, you know, the academy kids came on. We could have scored one more goal where SP put in Alexis Syria, and Alexis Syria just fucking skied it over the bar. But overall, from the overall team performance, we looked much more confident, way better defensively, especially fullbacks and center backs, because I think the keepers have been, Lunin has been okay from the whole preseason, and Courtois was okay once again. Lunin in the second half was really good. In the midfield, way more control, way more persistency. We didn't lose the ball too much, even from the substitutions. And, then you have the starting wingers, which absolutely just destroyed my watch, because Brahim Diaz, I expected. He's trash. But Vinicius Jr, honestly, I know it's going to be the talking point. Even though Mbappe is back, he scored. Dean Huijsen, great game. Jude Bellingham, diomande, cucurella getting their first minutes after coming back. And yeah, Vinicius is going to be the headline, because Vinicius is not Vinicius. He's unserious Junior. I don't get it. How can you go from Ballon d'Or, number 1 or number 2, he finished number 2, but let's be fucking honest, he should have won the Ballon d'Or, to here, getting chin surgeries, and people saying you need brain harmonization, not chin harmonization, my brother. No, you have no legs, you have no, urgency, you're not pressing, you're not doing anything right, you can't finish, you can't take on a player, and in the second half, you looked even worse than in the first half, honestly. I don't know what to say about Vinicius. Other than that, the whole team, I would say this was our, one of the best performances, maybe even the best, especially those first 45 minutes. And I think we could have done even better if Vinicius didn't start. It's just the truth. Maybe if you think I'm hating too much, I think you're just a Vinny Glazer. There is no sugarcoating Vinicius' performance today. But I want to rate the other players a lot, because I think they did pretty well, and I want to rate the substitutions from Jose Mourinho. I think we set up pretty well, and it's going to be interesting what the first game in La Liga looks like, especially from the starting lineup point of view, because I still don't know how the midfield and the wingers are going to look like, because this Vinicius performance and, some of the performances in the midfield have been great and have also been trash. So let's see. I hope you enjoyed this video. We won 3-0. That's the most important part. But please, unserious Junior, fix up. Like, comment, subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Peace out.